It's good that this isn't a real cigarette, because if it was, I probably would have burned myself in the eyeball. I would have already done that. Would have set my hair on fire. I'm trying to lighten my mood. Bet you can't tell with these chords. Let's go back to the other ones. This world has always been shit. It's just that now you can't not notice it, even though they're still good. You choose what you focus on. Right now I'm focusing on shit. But at least I know eventually I did. With booze. And I tried to drown in the ocean, but then a damn lifeguard had to save me. Brian Wilson did that shit too. Same year I was born. That's a flex, bitch. You give a shit about petty things. 'Cause petty things don't matter. That's why they're petty. That's why I'm letting my hair just grow gray. In my disarray. But I really think that it's all the technology that's making everybody look so much older than they really are. Because, like, this happened in such a short period of time. And I've noticed that people even younger than me, like considerably younger than me, like in their 20s, are gray now, so it's a contagion. It's a social contagion. That's funny when I do that. I should do that on stage. Will I remember to do that on stage? No. It's in the moment. That's what's so good. You can't make something that's not in the moment feel like it's in the moment. That's why comedy is the most natural art form, because it's like, I mean, I know that there are a lot of people that like write their jokes out and their bits and all that shit, but it's like, what makes it special is that in the moment, like, people are laughing at that, and you can sort of like play with that energy, and you can direct whatever you wanted to say into something else. Like, it can channel into something that you wouldn't expect, and that's what's really cool about it. And you can grow, like, on stage, if that's what you want to do. You can also learn absolutely nothing and just do the same joke or bit over and over and over again. I know that I need to do it. Seriously though, I got an appointment for my car to see about the thermostat, because I'm pretty sure that's why this check engine light is on. And also the emissions. But, ooh. Say hello. Okay. They left. They left. I didn't want to be seen. Maybe they'll come back. Do you see our little 8-legged friend? He was here and then he was gone. It might have been a she. Luckily, they're probably not a Democrat, so they don't care if you misgender them. So, that's good. That's good, right? Don't be a Republican either, okay? That's not an improvement. If you really want to improve yourself, stop looking to this world for any sort of solution, because they don't have it. Politics is not a solution. Politics is a problem. Education's not the solution. Unless you do it yourself. I just put this on a poster. It says, replace pills with patience. And I'm gonna do another poster. You know that stupid slogan, trust the science? We're gonna cross out the word science and put farmies. Or maybe we'll write pharmaceutical companies, because that's what it's about. Anytime you see science, it's always got pharmaceutical companies to back that up. And anything that's not backed by science, it's because it's actually healthy. Okay? So I just read about this peptide. I've been using peptides to heal my knees, and it really helps. So I've been taking this peptide. It's B57, I think, something like that. I wrote it down. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. Have you guys heard of a piece of paper? No, it's B157. I think that's the name of the peptide. Or, yeah. Let me try to find it here. I will find it eventually. It just won't, it might not be soon, okay? But I really want to tell you guys about it, because I think that peptides can probably save the world. Peptides can probably fix a lot of issues that people are having. So I just read about this one peptide that they're using for erectile dysfunction. And originally it was treating female it would be erectile dysfunction for me, but for the other regular ass females, it's called hypomanic sexual disorder or something like that, or hypo something. But it was specifically for women experiencing like premenopause that were having like sexual disorder. And I think it's like P117 or something like that. Look it up. Just look up Peptide Sciences, or peptidescience.com, I think is the name of the website. But I know that there are like different peptide sites, but this one's really good, and my holistic doctor told me about it. Yeah, so there was a study that was conducted on sexual dysfunction, and they stopped doing the study. Doesn't that just piss you off? I mean, it pisses me off. Like, the reason why I seem angry is because it's really fucked up that our civilization has just been completely robbed of the truth, and they replace that truth with just, you know, bullshit solutions. And many of these problems that people have are caused by taking other shit that they didn't need to take, you know? Told that, you know, just being human is a problem. I talked to somebody last night who is another recovering alcoholic, and he's got scarring on his liver because of how much he abused alcohol, and his doctor is trying to get him to take some pill that's like $300, and he doesn't want to take it. And I was like, dude, don't fucking take it. Like, you don't have to. And he said that his doctor was like giving him such an attitude about it. Oh, I should mention this. My friend Judson, the last guy that I dated, by the way, this is why he's so hot to me, okay? He got kicked out of a hospital last night. 2 police officers had to escort him out of the fucking hospital, and now he's banned from the premises because he got into it with some doctor. Apparently he threatened her. Because, like, his mom is having bleeding, and, like, he's trying to test her arteries to figure out what this is, and the doctors refuse to do certain tests. They'll do all these other tests that aren't gonna change anything or make a lick of difference. But, like, he's been talking to, like, other doctors, like, that are actually, you know, decent doctors. Every once in a while you'll meet a decent doctor, and they were telling him, like, yeah, this whole system's a total mess, and you have to, like, jump through all these hoops to get any kind of, like, decent treatment. And yeah, that's really, really fucked up. That's why I've stated that America is, like, the worst country, like, when it comes to health. I mean, there are certain things about it that are cool, you know, like, we got rivers and shit. That's pretty cool. But, I mean, the landscape, there's nothing wrong with the landscape. There's a lot of versatility here. But when it comes to education, public health, government, all that shit sucks. And, you know, that's kind of a big deal. So, I wish that everybody would just, like, take their American flags down and, like, refuse to wave them. Don't burn them. I mean, well, technically, you know, since they're not supposed to be on the ground, like, the proper way to dispose of them is to burn them. Like, that's actually a law. So, I mean, I don't know. It makes me sad to see people burning American flags, mainly because it's still a flag that people thought was important, and they died for it, and they lost their limbs for it, or whatever. But it's like, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, like, if you really think about it, because so many people that work in the system, whether they're in the military or they're in the police department or they work for a hospital, God forbid, it's like, way too many of them are just fucking sheep, and they just do exactly what they're told to do. And of course they're going to defend that whole system because it's something they believed in, something they fight for. They're just docile, you know? They're fucking docile. And it sucks. Like, if you're one of the few people that exists in this country that isn't a fucking retard, and you actually just want to solve your own problems and you don't want to be told what to do, and it doesn't have to be this, like, libertarian, don't tread on me bullshit. It's like, I wish that we didn't even have to say stupid shit like that. You know? I wish that it was just kind of a given. A given, like, you shouldn't tell other people what to do. You know, but because so many people don't seem to mind being told what to do because they're so boring, like, yeah, they don't understand how other people don't want that. You know, they think those people are a problem because they don't want to be slaves, you know? But yeah, most people are slaves. Most people are willing slaves. And I think that they talk about black people in relation to slavery, so they don't have to talk about just slavery in general, and how, yeah, like, most people have that mindset. Most people just, like, want to be consumers, and they don't want to solve their problems. They want to pay other people to solve them that don't solve them, and then complain when the results are always the same, you know? And it's like, you can't complain about something and refuse to do anything about it on your own accord, you know? It's like that's why people that have health issues, they start looking at alternatives, and then they realize, oh wow, this alternative that they never talk about because they can't make anywhere near as much money as these pieces of shit that work for pharmaceutical companies, you know, like, because it can't make them money, like, yeah, why would they talk about it? And so these people, they're trying to change the system, but they don't realize, like, they're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They don't understand, like, how it works. They don't get it. But it really is the way of the world. America just capitalizes on the way of the world, which is why it's the worst country in the world. Because, and I don't want to say that. I mean, it's still my country, you know? But I'm just an honest person. I'm very honest. And, like, yeah, prophet hath no honor in his own country. So yeah, like, you can't perform miracles in your own country because the people in that country aren't going to like it. Because they're going to be ashamed because they can't perform the miracles. Either that or they don't believe in that. So, you know, like, Judson's trying to help his mom, and his mom really doesn't want the help that he's trying to provide her. Because she's so used to trusting the system that it keeps screwing her over. And, like, that's the case with so many people. You try to help them, you try to show them a better way, and they don't want it. They want to keep trusting the same sacks of shit. And yeah, what can you do for somebody like that? And it's very frustrating. Because, like, when I see people struggle, like, I want to help them, but then I realize that I can't because, like, they don't want actual help. So, like, there's a part of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, in the chapter How It Works, it says, many of us thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. And I think that, yeah, for most people, they just want the easier, softer way. But what they don't understand is that the easier, softer way isn't. It isn't. Like, it's better if you just do the work and you're uncomfortable for a little while versus having the constant discomfort of being a fucking pussy. And I mean, seriously, dude. People that refuse to do that deep dive into their darker nature, they're just going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem for everybody. And I don't like looking at people like that because it's very transactional, isn't it? But, I mean, I really don't. I really don't look at people like that. But here's the thing, though. It's really important to be able to look at things the way that a sociopath or a narcissist would look at things, because that is the way of the world. And that is why people trust pharmaceutical companies, and that's why people trust politicians. It's because they're lazy and they don't want to do the work. And the people, can you really blame the psychiatrists? Can you really blame all these healthcare professionals that are exploiting the hell out of the public? The public is stupid. The public allows themselves to be exploited. Can you really blame the politicians when people keep signing up for it? They keep pressing the button. I mean, George Carlin said it a long time ago. Like, y'all motherfuckers keep voting for these sexist shit. You're like, yeah, this is what happens. But yeah, it's just, I think that a lot of people, they're too scared to like try it on their own. They don't have faith in themselves. They think that they have to go along. I mean, I don't know if it's a case of them just not having faith in themselves. Like, because I don't really think that they truly have faith in the system. I think they're just boring people. They're boring people, they're lazy people, and they want to fit in. I mean, look at what's popular. Look at the bands that are popular. Look at these so-called artists that don't actually make art. Look at all these sporting events that are making it so obvious that they're rigged. Look at all that shit. Look at how popular that is. It's like the stuff that people are interested in. And I'm not saying if you're into sports, you're stupid, okay? Like, I think there's a huge difference between being into sports versus being into the, like, overtly political, you know, like, I mean, I think that sports are very political, and I don't mean that, like, Republican, Democrat. I mean that just, like, the whole, you know, emotionalism of it. So if you just love the game, if you just love the actual sport itself, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to these people that, like, you know, idol worship their fucking team or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm not talking to, like, hardcore football or baseball or basketball fan, whatever. Like, you're into it, you're into it. I'm not trying to dog what you're into. But I'm saying that, like, the politicization, how do you say it? Politicization? I don't think that's a word. Sensationalism. The sensationalism of everything is what takes all the fun out of it, you know? But for those types of people, though, like, it gives them some sort of, like, you know, very vapid sense of purpose, you know? And that's why social media is terrible, because it's just filled with those toxic people. If you enjoy social media, you're a piece of shit. Just to let you know, you're a piece of shit. You're probably not watching this, but if you go on Facebook and you enjoy Facebook, if you enjoy tweeting, like, you're just a piece of shit. There's my judgment for you, since somebody's gonna accuse me of being judgy. Okay, I found it. BPC 157. Stimulates tissue repair. Okay, so they gave this to rats, and the rats were injured, and they started performing better than before they had the injury. Okay, so I know that it works because I've taken it, and it, like, I'm not in pain, and I'm not as sore. And I'm doing these stretches too. I'm, like, accompanying it with stretches, so I'm not just, like, taking this pill so that I don't have to do anything. But peptides are amino acids. They're very expensive, by the way, I should mention that. Pharmaceuticals are nowhere near as expensive as actual healthy stuff that you should take. But what's interesting is that when I got this thing in the mail, like, there was this, like, note that was like, this is for experimental purposes only, like, because they have to say that. They can't, like, a lot of this stuff isn't backed by the FDA, so they have to say that. They have to include this, like, disclaimer. You know, with everything that's not backed by the FDA, they have to tell you, like, oh, well, this isn't medicine, or, you know, This should never be used to treat any disease. So if it's not backed by the FDA, that's how I know that it's good. You know. But anyway, what was the point I was trying to make? I think I was just trying to find what that was. Yeah, so BPC 157, that's for healing. And I believe it's P117, that's for shit like erectile dysfunction or any like sexual dysfunction. Because it helps the libido. I forgot what the name of this neuron is, but it starts with an M. It's a really long word that starts with an M. And it helps serotonin, dopamine, and neuroepinephrine. So those are the neurotransmitters that psychiatric drugs target. So whether you're taking SSRI and NSRI, is that how you say it? NSRI. It's like the neuroepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. That shit like Effexor. So they work similar to like antidepressants, but apparently they're worse. Who knew? Who knew that was possible? But you know what's worse than both of those? Antipsychotics, okay? And those target dopamine. And so that's why if you take something that targets your dopamine, like it's really gonna affect your ability to come, or your just ability to get aroused or like have any kind of sexual experience whatsoever, because it'll give you sexual anhedonia, which is like anesthesia. You're not going to feel anything at all. So isn't that awesome that they're forcing people to take stuff like that, all because they make people uncomfortable? Yeah, so this country isn't free. But if you live inside your mind and you're a free thinker, you know how to work around the system. So, and you know how to maintain. I think a lot of these people, especially these mental ills, they don't know how to maintain, and so they make people uncomfortable. I used to say a lot of shit that would make people uncomfortable, and I just learned to be quiet. I learned to shut the fuck up, and now I say all this shit on this channel, and people leave because they don't want to hear it, which is understandable. I'm not for the faint of heart. So, makes sense though, because I have a pretty heavy heart. And if you're inside my mind, you'd understand why.